Every week you come into your team screen. You go, okay, what do I need this week, first and foremost? Next question, next week, right? Especially in this time period where you've got big buy, minor buy, but then even round 17 comes along and you've got to think about that next. Then you've got to think about 18, and then 19 feels a little bit more in the back burner. 18, you've got a few weeks to get there, but the problem with 18 is the fact that a lot of us are running out of trades. If you're sitting at sort of 5 or 6 after this week or heading into this week, round 18 becomes scary, because if you have a few injuries, if you're looking to trade a couple of times this week, you get those few injuries, you may not have the necessary trades available to get to 13 in round 18. This is where having luxury trades in the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, wherever you are, trades range there, you're able to make some moves that are to the betterment of your team just this week or looking to next week. Whereas if you're sitting there with a lack of, you need to make every trade from here on a clear move from an injured guy or a guy that is not going to be helpful for your team over the next 4 weeks. An example of that could be a Riley Smith. Doesn't play 15, doesn't play 18. Likely you're not going to use him next week, whether it's, an Aaron Clark or something like that plays in that hooker position. You may have Tavanga that is scoring well as well. So you don't need him at 15, 16 or 18. 17 he'd be on your bench scoring, but it's only a 1 week help. So that type of upgrade is cool. Gets you to a gun, gets you to a position of need to score extra points over this next few weeks. So when you're looking at your trades, keep that in mind. When I'm looking at my trades this week, it really was between 3 people. But which of those guys could I actually get into my side? Isaiah Katoa, I really want. Doesn't help me around 18, which is a tough one. He's the best scorer of the 3 that I'm looking at. So it was like Icat, James Tedesco, Scott Drinkwater. I've made the move to Drinky from Tamale, which was a pretty simple one for me this week. I kind of wanted Teddy anyway. It would have been Isaiah Iongi to Teddy. And I think, did they end up at the same price? 2K difference, yeah. I would have been able to do that by 2K with Iongi not scoring very well. So grateful for that. But end up Tamale being the one to sell, leaves me with 4K in the bank. So ICAT, I couldn't do, doesn't help me in 18 anyway. Teddy does, and so does Drinky. The only worry here with Teddy in my side is the fact that he misses 17 and I currently have the 4 Roosters. Now, with Teddy coming into the side, it is a bit of a luxury move, but it's something that I want in my side. He has the upside, and I think he has a really good run over the next little bit. With Newcastle this week, missing a couple of players, but nothing crazy. We saw Teddy do pretty well in that game where they actually dominated. It wasn't his best scoring game because a lot of other guys got involved, but he's still able to get to 51. 69 his previous one as a 70 and 85, but what I'm looking at is Knights Cowboys in the bye, and then Tigers Dragons, then Sharks again, who they did well. And how did they go back to... Oh no, it was Industry Jubilee. Sorry, it was Central Coast, what do they call it? Industry Group, sorry, not Jubilee. So they can go there and play the Sharkies and have a good game there as well. So it's the run, it's the ability to have the upside. We know he has 70s, 80s in him. He's scored a 69, 70 and 85 in 3 of his last 5 games. Had a slower start, but he's built into the season. He's got Walker back, which is going to be good. So I'm excited to have Teddy. I think Drinkwater will do a good job as well. I just think Teddy has a little bit more upside. And yeah, clearly I've been off Drinky all year, so we may as well keep on that train. And when I say it's a luxury upgrade, it's because I have Hines right now in the half position. I also have Garrick, and with Garrick, I can do a loop there in wing fullback, just make sure he plays okay. And if he does, I put Yongi into wing fullback, and I can move Sharp or Campbell up into the half position. So when you look at your round 15 fixtures, guys, you got the Sharkies and the Dragons. So I'm actually going to loop both after Hines' scary one last week. King Tonga behind him. So the only way I take King Tonga's score is if he goes really well, and Hines is pretty good also. I take both those scores, and I don't take Savala, which then means I don't actually move up. Can I do that actually? That's the big question. Can't actually do that, can I? Yeah, I think I'm just safety looping Hines, to be honest there. Because then, yeah. So basically, I'm not, in this one, I'm not taking King Tonga. I was giving someone else advice on this. I was like, it doesn't really work. I'm basically not playing King Tonga at all. Safety looping Hines. If Hines doesn't do well, then it's in the first game. I'd have to just play Garrick straight up, or I could safety loop him as well in that one, and then move one of these boys up. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, and then Savala wouldn't play. Yeah, that's it. Given I've got, 14 available, 15 available. Yeah, 3 on the bench, 12 on the starting side, 15. So 2 won't play out of this. Yeah, so it's just basically safety loops for those guys, but mainly just for Hines, given he got 25 last week. So basically, all in all, if things go how I want them to, Garrick's a player, Hines is a player, King Tonga is the one that misses out, and then Savala would miss out as well. And that gives me a really solid 13. And I'm happy with that this week, and hopefully that pushes me down the rankings. I have some of the upside guys in Campbell, in Tedesco, Sharp, Farnworth, Lucas. It would then be Hines and Garrick, I've got to mention there as well. Wong and Aiken, Couchman, White, Kolomatangi, with Tavanga up top. I think it's a really, really solid setup. Couchman vice, Kolomatangi captain, given how well he's been playing recently. Could look at guys like Farnworth as upside plays, Campbell or Tedesco. Sharp, not sure. Against the Roosters, I think Roosters will still be pretty solid. We saw them play great without a couple of their stars, their middle forwards in that game against the Sharkies there. So really, I see the safety in the upside in Kolomatangi going back to back 80s. Couchman should do well this week. And then, it's down to those couple of guys there. If you have Preston, you can go for him. Just doesn't suit my side. Got Aitken last week, so don't need another edge. Doesn't help me. Katoa, I think, is a really fun captaincy option as well against the Cows. Karaz at centre could be fun against the South without a few of their stars, if you're looking at captaincy options there as well. For me in the mids, I'm kind of hoping that White can get a 50 and go pretty close to Fanua Blake and McInnes at a cheaper price. Hopefully Kaipis Paul and Preston both go a little bit lower than normal, and somewhere in the 50s would be fine, and we can get a 50 or a 60 out of Wong like we saw with the 60 tackles that he made before their bye. So overall, pretty good setup. Looking forward to round 18, having Teddy there in that one. Sharp and Campbell, Farnworth and Lucas are all going to miss. So that's where my team needs some improvement coming into that week, is sitting in there with those guys. And someone like Drinky's probably going to be needing an addition into my squad over the next few weeks anyway, given I'm going to be sitting with Garrick, Teddy as guys on the side. If Savala keeps his spot on the side, he probably has to stick there to play half in round 18. So Tamale being out really, really hurts, to be honest with you there. King Tonga is going to have to stay in the side just in case. I'm really, really stacked in mid and edges. So over the next few weeks, this is why I'm not trading too heavy, and I'm sitting there with 8 trades left now, is that I'm going to have to make some moves in half, in centre, and in wing fullback to improve in round 18. Teddy's one of those guys. Drinky's going to be one of the guys I look at. Karaz in round 17 is something I'll look at as well. And then looking at, Jerome Hughes next week and those types of players there will be very, very helpful for the side. We'll have to see what happens with injuries and whatever else. Guys like Hosking, given I'm very stacked in mid and edge, he could be a guy that does move, or I look to move to someone like Hughes to help me out in the half spot. We'll have to see where things are at for Yongi come next week as well, and what injuries I have in the side. So a little bit of future planning, but I know that half, centre, and wing fullback is other positions that I need improvement on in my side, and I implore you to have a look at that yourself. So that's my side. That's the strategy around it so far. Deep dived into that a little bit further with the private crew. They get my Excel spreadsheet as well, so I'll send that over to them whilst this is preparing to upload. And now, a bit more fun with trades is actually in the private group setup. 3 trades used in this squad, and we've gone triple gun actually, which makes the squad look pretty good. Now, we've got 14 players there. Tavanga, Couch, Fanua Blake, a new addition. Kolomatangi, Lucas and Aitken, new addition. Savala and Sharp with looping King Tonga. Farnworth, new addition. Purdue, Drinkwater, Teddy, and Garrick. And the 3 trades we've lobbed down. Guys, let us know if you'd have any other qualms or any other way you would do this. And guys like Duncan were thrown up. And in that case, we'd be holding on to Payne Haas. And I just thought, we've got 13 trades coming into this week. Maybe we go for the launch. So Haas, Iro with the injury. So basically, Iro is a straight swap to Farnworth. Haas is a straight swap to Adam Fanua-Blake. And Katonga is an upgrade to Aitken. So, yeah, thankfully, with trades like this, with injuries, we had the necessary available extra trades to be able to move to guys that we want. Private group crew, let me know in the comments if you think any of these should be changed, but this was kind of a few suggestions there. Or something like this, and I think this puts us in good stead with looping between King Tonga and Savala heading into round 15. What would you guys do differently? What are you doing with trades? Let us know in the comments. I do read everything, even if I don't comment, guys. So please jump in and see that. And most of the time, guys, the reason why I don't comment back, if I do, is because I've answered your question in the exact video you're asking the question in. So go back, check it out, please. I've got timestamps on the best buys and the holds and sells video, so go and check them out. Made it very, very easy to click into those guys that you want, and you can hear if they're a sell. And guys like Fogarty, people asking about him as a sell. If I haven't spoken about him in too much depth, then he's a hold. And Fogarty is actually someone in that video that I did mention as a hold. He's so helpful for round 18. So get amongst that there. So short and sharp, this trades video, guys. Let me know your thoughts coming into this week. There is only 13 available. Exact same next week. Build to guns. Get cheapies if you need to. This side's got the 2, King Tonga and Latu Fainu. We don't need any more. In this team, we'll just keep trucking along. If injuries come along, we'll fix it. And we keep building to round 16, round 17, 18, and 19 before we get to a lot easier come round 20 for the last 8 rounds of the year. But the amount of trades you have left is the big factor in deciding what you need to do. Every team's different, so that's where the nuance comes in. With what I put out there, it should help you with making the necessary trades for your side exactly. And if you want more one-on-one help, private group information, how to join is in the description below, guys. Check that one out. $25 for the rest of the year. Gets you all that one-to-one help, the help from everyone else. Absolute legends for watching this, guys. And we'll see you in the next one.